So welcome to this very interesting session where I have prepared 15 multiple choice questions that have been exclusively chosen from your syllabus for the board exams that you'll be appearing. These questions have been prepared while keeping in mind the exams that are going to come, your pre-board exams, then your board exams that you'll be appearing in the month of March or April. So these 15 questions are going to test your knowledge of your syllabus, how much you've covered and how much you're lagging behind. This will be a good test of your studies, how much you're prepared, and then you can accordingly plan your studies, and I'll be there helping you with more videos like this. So before I begin this session, I'll be giving you a little bit of details about the session and what this is going to offer us. This session will have 15 multiple choice questions where you'll be getting 4 options for each. These are completely based on the new pattern that has been designed by the ICSE board, and you'll be getting 4 options for each, out of which one will be the correct answer. Hence, after appearing for these 15 questions and attempting these 15 questions, you must give your score in the comment box, okay, and then accordingly we can plan and move forward further in the videos. So let us begin the first question. You'll be getting some time to answer the questions, and then I'll be giving you the correct answers, and at the end of the video we can match how many answers you've got correct. So 15 questions. The first question for you is right on the screen now. So the very first question has been taken from the story A Little Match Girl. The story A Little Match Girl belongs to the category of. So if you've read the story A Little Match Girl, you must know that what is the category of this story, right? So the very first option is a comedy with a happy ending. The first option is a comedy with a happy ending. The second option is a tragic tale with a tragic end. Option C is a romantic tale with a tragic end. Option D is a didactic tale with a happy ending. So 4 options right in front of you on the screen. This is a new pattern that you'll be appearing in for your exam in the board exams. Hence you need a lot of practice, and I'll be there to help you in practicing these kind of questions. Multiple choice questions are always difficult to answer. So here are 4 options. Choose out of them, and then I'll be giving you the correct answer. The story A Little Match Girl belongs to the category of a comedy with a happy ending, a tragic tale with a tragic end, a romantic tale with a tragic end, a didactic tale with a happy ending. So a very good trick to answer these kind of questions is to adopt the policy of elimination. So if you've read the story A Little Match Girl, you must know that this is a story that is sad, right? So here is the word happy, right? So this cannot be your answer, hence this stands eliminated, right? Then the second option is a tragic tale with a tragic end. So it is a tragic tale. Tragic means where you have a very unpleasant ending, right? And it has a tragic end as well. We see that the girl is suffering in the entire story, okay, and then we see that the end of the story is also not good because the girl dies at the end, right? But since we feel that this can be our answer, but still we have to read the next 2 options as well. It is very important for you to read all the 4 options, only then go to the conclusion of the answer. So a romantic tale with a tragic end. It is not a romantic tale, hence this also cannot be your answer. This is also eliminated. A didactic tale with a happy ending. Again the word happy comes here, hence these cannot be your answers. So the correct answer for question number A is option B. Option B is your correct option. I hope most of you would have got this correct, right? Yes. So this was the first question, and we'll be moving forward to the next question. So here is the next question. Question number 2. The tragic end of the little match girl. The tragic end of the little match girl in the story caused by. So what causes the tragic end of the little match girl? Read the options and then let us see what can be the correct answer. Read the question first. The tragic end of the little match girl in the story was caused by brutal cold of the night, brutal cold of the night, apathy of the people around her, option B, option C, lack of love and concern around her, or all of the above. So there are 4 options out of 4, which is the correct answer. Let us see. Brutal cold of the night. Yes, it was cold in that night, but can this be our answer? We'll have to go for the other options as well. Apathy of the people around her. So here comes the vocabulary. Vocabulary has to be strong to understand these kind of questions. Apathy, if you don't know the meaning of the word apathy, then you'll be stuck, you'll be confused. Okay, apathy means no concern for other people. You lack concern for other people. Okay, you don't have love for people. So option B and option C, lack of love and concern around her. Was this not there? People, did they lack love for others or not? No one was concerned, so this can be our answer. Apathy around her. Was anyone bothered about the girl? This can be also our answer, because no one bothered about her. Brutal cold of the night. This is also correct. Hence, if you go and see option D, it says all of the above. Hence, option D is the correct option. Right? Answer D is the correct option. If you feel that I'm quick at giving you the answers, so what you can do is, you can read the questions, pause the video, read them, decide your answers, and then move on. And once you have decided your answer, then go and see my answer. Okay, so option D is the correct answer for question number 2. Let us move to question number 3. Question number 3. Who is considered as a caged bird in the poem I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings? I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, written by Maya Angelou, right? Right? Written by Maya Angelou. So, who is considered as a caged bird in the poem? And if you have read this poem, then you must know that what this poem conveys. This poem talks about the plight and the problems of the Afro-American people, right? The black people who live in America, and they face a lot of discriminations, right? So, it is not a good word to use the black people, but I would suggest you to go for the word for Afro-American people, right? So, aborigines of Africa. Aborigine means once a generation that follows you. So, was this caged bird? Was this caged bird about the aborigines of America? Sorry, Africa, option A. Was this for aborigines of America? Was this about American people? Was this about African American people? Or was this about the white people? Who is the caged bird in this? The aborigines of Africa, we are not talking about Africa. This goes out of contention. Is the caged bird for American people? No. Caged bird is for the Afro-American people. Hence, option C is your correct answer, because the white race is not the correct answer. This cannot be. Hence, your option C is the correct answer for question number 3. Okay, so these were questions 1 to 3. We are moving to question number 4, and let us see what question 4 has to offer us. So here is question 4 for you. Question 4 says, the patriot in Robert Browning's poem of the same name is. Option A, is he a soldier? Is the patriot a soldier? Option B says, is he a leader? Option C says, he is a teacher. Option D says, a policeman. So read the question carefully, reflect back to the poem when you have read it during your classes, and then decide whether he was a leader, or was he a teacher, or was he a policeman, or a soldier. In the entire poem, nowhere it is mentioned that who he was, but by the deeds that he did, by the acts that he did, which he explains, we can come to a conclusion that who he was. So let us follow the policy of elimination. A soldier. When we see the very first option, we might feel that this can be the correct answer, but we cannot come to the conclusion until we have read the options, right? So option A is a soldier, option B is a leader. He was not a leader, because all of us know that what do the leaders do? Leaders only loot the nation, they don't do anything else, right? So that is not our answer. Teacher. Who is a teacher? Teacher. Was he a teacher? Do you feel he was a teacher? No, he was not a teacher. Was he a policeman? No, he was not a policeman. Hence, he was a soldier. So you can feel that your answer is very easy and you can give the answer quickly, but it becomes very important to read all the 4 options, right? So let us move to question number 5. Question number 5 is right in front of us. What was Sibia in the story, the blue bead, marked from her birth? What was Sibia in the story, the blue bead, marked from her birth? It is very important for us to know the story and the characters of each story. Sibia is the girl in the story, the blue bead, right? So since birth, what was she made for? For her passion of bead making? Was she always making bead? She had passion for making the bead, but was she made for that? No. This cannot be the answer. Let us see the other 3 options. B, for enjoyment in the lap of nature. Was she enjoying in her life? She wasn't enjoying in her life. For hard life? Option C, for carefree life. So did Sibia have a carefree life? No, she didn't have. For hard life, for enjoyment in the lap. So one option is gone. Let us see the first option. For her passion of bead making. No. This cannot be the answer. For enjoyment in the lap of the nature. If you have read the story, you can come to the conclusion that Sibia had no enjoyment in her life. That this cannot be answer. She was always made for hard life, right? We have seen that in the story, the author mentions her as child woman, right? Child woman. One of the adjectives used for the girl Sibia in the story, right? So this itself brings out the concept that she was made for hard life, right? Even when she was very young and she was still a child, she had to face a lot of issues in her life. So this was option C, correct answer for question number 5. Let us see question number 6. Question 6. Which of the following is not a characteristic of the mugger crocodile referred in the story The Blue Bead? Read the question carefully. Read the options carefully, right? Which of the following is not a characteristic of the mugger crocodile referred in the story The Blue Bead? Option A, blackish brown color, big mouth, a small tail, a throb in his throat. So this question I think is the most difficult one of this story, because this talks about the crocodile, and if you read this story, The Blue Bead, it becomes very important to read minute details about the crocodile's description, right? So if you read the story, you see blackish brown color, big mouth, small tail, a throb in his throat, which is not a characteristic. It's not asking which is a characteristic, which is not a characteristic. These kind of questions are very dicey and they are very tricky. So be very careful while you answer these kind of questions. If you read the story, pause the video, decide your answer, and then listen to my answer. Option A. If you read the story, you'll find that the story has the word blackish brown color mentioned. Hence, this was the character. But here what it is asking, which is not a character. So this was a character. It had a big mouth. It certainly had a big mouth. Crocodiles do have big mouths, right? A throb in his throat. This is also correct. Hence, which one is not? A small tail. The crocodile had big tail. It could hit with the tail and kill anyone. And girl like CBI could have killed in one blow, right? Hence, C is your correct answer. This was not the characteristic, right? So, we come to the answer, that is option number C is the correct answer for question number 6. Let us move to question number 7. Question number 7. What does Shylock ask the jailer to do? What does Shylock ask the jailer to do? Option A, to request him not to have mercy on him. Is this the correct answer? Him means Antonio, okay? Him means Antonio. To guard Antonio closely and see that he doesn't escape. To allow him to have his bond, or both A and B. So did Shylock allow Antonio to have his bond? No. This cannot be your answer. Hence this is eliminated, right? To request him not to have mercy on him. If you have read the play carefully, you see that at one stage of the play, Shylock gets very furious at the jailer and he says to the jailer that why are you being very lenient with this bankrupt? So this is also the correct answer and this is also the correct answer. So if two are correct answer, then let us see what option D has to offer us. Option D has both A and B. So this set of 15 questions will test you on every basic way on which the questions can be framed, right? So you've seen that when A and B both seem to be answered, we have in the option D that option A and B both. Hence your option D is your correct answer for this question. Not A, not B, but A and B both. So these both are here in option D. Hence question number 7 is your correct answer. Let us move to question number 8. Yes. What was special about the particular evening in the story, The Little Match Girl? Again, we go back to the story, The Little Match Girl. What was special about that particular evening in the story? The Little Match Girl is the story where we see that the girl was out in the bitter cold selling matchsticks. So what was special about that evening? It was bitterly cold New Year's Eve. Was it? It was a snowy evening Christmas Eve. It was an extremely dark New Year day. It was very pleasant evening. So again, read the options carefully, decide your answer, and then listen to the answer that I give. And if you feel that your answers are correct and mine are wrong, then you can tell me later in the videos. I'll clarify, right? So option A is it was bitterly cold. Yes, it was bitterly cold, but you have to decide whether it was a New Year's Eve or it was a Christmas Eve. If you've read the story, then it was not a Christmas Eve, it was a New Year's Eve. But here again New Year is mentioned. But was it day? No, it wasn't day. So only one word disqualifies this to be an answer. It was very pleasant. Was that pleasant evening? No, it was dark. It was bitterly cold New Year's Eve. Hence option A is the correct answer for question number 8. Option A. Question number 9. Why were the slippers she had of no use? She over here, she is the little match girl, right? Little match girl. Sorry for the handwriting. My handwriting is not that bad. Okay, the little match girl. Okay, so why were the slippers she had of no use? Option A, they belonged to her dead mother and were worn out. Worn out means they were almost deteriorated and out of condition and were not fit to be used. Were they of her dead mother? Were they worn out? Okay, let us move to option B. They belonged to her dead mother and were too big for her feet. They belonged to her sister and needed repair, or they got frozen in the snow. What was the situation? They belonged to her sister. In the entire story, nowhere the sister is mentioned. They got frozen, nowhere this is mentioned. So we are left with 2 more options. They belonged to her dead mother. Yes, they did belong to her dead mother. Were they worn out? No, this was not the problem. They belonged to her dead mother and were too big for her feet, right? They were too big for the girl to fit, right? And when you see when she loses the slippers, what happens? The boy, he runs away with the slippers and he says that your slippers are so big that when I'll become a parent, I will use your slippers to make a cradle for my baby, right? Hence option B is your correct answer. Option B is your correct answer for question number 9. Let us move to question number 10. What was the girl out in the cold? Why was the girl out in the cold? Easiest of the easy question, but the easiest ones are the most difficult and tricky ones. You lose the marks in these, so be very careful in reading the options, right? She was sent out in the cold by her father to buy candies. Was that the reason that she was out in that cold? She was going to the church to attend the mass. Option C, she was going to the orphanage to celebrate New Year. She was sent out to sell matches to earn money. Is the option A correct? No, because she was not going there to buy candies. She had no money, right? She was going to the church? No, she wasn't going to the church. She was going to the orphanage to celebrate New Year. She had no money, no food, no slippers, no clothes to wear. What would she celebrate the New Year for? No. Hence option D is your correct answer. Option D is the correct answer for question number 10. I hope you're enjoying this session and you feel that it is going to be helpful for you in preparing you for the board exams. So please keep following, keep answering, keep testing your knowledge, because this is going to be a key to your success. Here comes question number 11. Who is referred as the free bird in the poem I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings? Now, who is referred as a free bird? In the earlier question, we saw who was the caged bird. But who is the free bird in the poem? Are they Afro-American people? Are they white race people? Are they red Indians? Option D says all of the above. So all of the above can never be your answer, because free bird was different thing, white and caged bird was different person. So these symbols, the caged bird was a symbol used for another human race, and the free bird was used for another human race. So hence we need to read the options again. The Afro-Americans, no, we have taken the Afro-Americans for caged bird, right? Afro-Americans were what? They were used for the caged bird. So red Indians, no, red Indians also refers to the Afro-American people. Okay, red Indians is a word that comes in your story. Which story? Chief Seattle's speech, right? Chief Seattle's. Right? So white people are the free bird, right? When Maya Angelou complains that the white people can go to the any corner of the country and enjoy and claim that the entire nation was theirs, whereas on the other hand, the caged bird is clipped, the wings are clipped, and is not allowed to move around and have that freedom that the free bird, the white people had. So option B is your correct answer. Option B is your correct answer. Question number 12. What is meant by the orange sun rays in the poem I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings? See what detail has been asked. Hence it is very important for you to read the poem carefully, have basic knowledge, otherwise you will be stuck in these kind of questions. What is meant by the orange sun rays in the poem I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings? The rays of the sun, of the rising sun. Option B, the rays of the setting sun. Option C, the free and lively atmosphere that the bird flies in. Option D, none. The rays of the rising sun. Option A, option B, the rays of the setting sun. Option C, the free and lively atmosphere. Or option D is none. Which is the correct answer? Let us see from option A, the rays of the rising sun. Nowhere in the poem rising sun is mentioned. Nowhere in the poem the setting sun is mentioned. None cannot be your answer, because the free and lively atmosphere that the bird flies in is being referred to the orange sun rays, and option C is your correct answer. The correct answer for the orange sun rays. The orange sun rays symbolize what? The free and lively atmosphere that the bird flies in. So 3 more questions and we end this session, and let us see how much you have scored. Question number 13. How does the free bird dare to claim the sky? How does the free bird dare to claim the sky? Again, a question from the poem I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, because this is a very significant poem, a very important poem. Okay, so how does the free bird dare to claim the sky? By not allowing others to fly in the sky. By not allowing others to fly in the sky. By building a nest in the highest mountain. By singing a song at the highest pitch to reach the sky. By its unrestricted movement in the sky, as if the sky belonged to him or her. Read the options, decide your answer, and then I'll give you the answer with some explanation. So how does the free bird dare to claim the sky? By not allowing others to fly in the sky, by building a nest in the highest mountain, by singing a song at the highest pitch to reach the sky, by its unrestricted movement. By option D is your correct answer. By its unrestricted movement. The free bird was not restricted. It was the caged bird which was restricted. The Afro-American people in America are restricted, not the white people. Still, a lot of racial discrimination exists in America. So we all must read about it. We all must know. Hence, option D is your correct answer for question number 13. Question number 14, second last question of our session. It was roses, roses all the way. Who is the speaker of the given lines? So again, you must read each and every line of the poems. Who is the speaker? Who speaks these lines? If you have not read the poems carefully, you will have no idea that these lines or this particular line belongs to which poem. It was the roses, it was roses, roses all the way. Was this spoken by the patriot? Was this spoken by, option A, traitor, option B, the patriot, option E, the king of Siberia, option D, the speaker is unknown. Who is the speaker of these lines? If you've read the poem, very first word you'll see, first few words you'll see, and you'll decide that who is the speaker of these lines. It was the patriot, because this entire poem has been taken from the poem. This entire line has been taken from the poem Patriot. Who is the poet of this poem? Robert Browning. Sometimes the question can be asked that who is the poet, hence you must know that who is the poet. What is the form of this poem? It is a monologue, right? It is a monologue because it is a speech of one person, right? So this was question number 14. Let us move to question number 15, the last question. By what name did Portia disguise? So Portia disguises herself and goes to Venice to save Antonio. What name she disguises herself in? Sebastian, Graciano, Balthazar, or none of the above? Easiest question, but if you've read the if you've read the drama carefully, only then you'll be able to answer this question. So let's see. Option A Sebastian, option B Graciano, option C Balthazar. It was not Sebastian. There was no character like Sebastian in Merchant of Venice. Graciano himself had gone, and it was Balthazar. Portia disguises herself as Balthazar and presents herself as a lawyer who has come on behalf of Dr. Bellario, right? Dr. Bellario. So these were 15 questions for you. I hope you've enjoyed, and these are going to test, and more videos like this will help you prepare you for your board exams. Keep following, keep liking, and please do comment your marks, your score that you've scored. There is no need to be shy of what you've scored. If you've scored less, no issues. Keep following, keep reading, and keep preparing. Thank you everyone, and we'll meet in the next video again. So I hope this was a helpful video for you. Do mention about it in the comment section. Thank you.